now. Welcome to everyone. Welcome to our team. We have a very special silver interview. She's not a silver anymore, but we're focusing on our silver ranks. And Aiko is here. She is actually the highest rank that we have right now in our Gold Drop team at Platinum. And so we're very honored to have you share your story about silver. Do you want to start by just kind of telling us how your life is right now? Like, what's up?
How my life is? It's busy, per usual. It always has been. My son is sick right now, so he's at home. Normally, I'd have somewhat of freedom being at home. I'm working from home, so I do have a full-time job. I'm a budget analyst for the city and county of Honolulu. Super exciting job, but I'm lucky to stay home now. They're allowing me to telework, so I'm home, which gives me a lot of flexibility to do the business, to watch my child. I thought that was him. He better not wake up, I swear. And just to catch up on life. And right now it's the busiest month for me ever. The holidays are coming up. It's my son's birthday on Sunday. Not to make excuses, but I haven't been doing a lot in my business, to be completely honest. I decided to kind of step back for a couple months. Giselle had mentioned in her call too that, it's been a rough couple months, and that's the same for me. I'm completely transparent. I will share whatever with you guys. I have a potty mouth, so if I swear, I apologize. I'm not your typical wellness advocate. I'm not super sweet like Ashley and Alyssa and Charity and, even all the other leaders. Like Giselle is super sweet. Alexis is just so eloquent when she speaks. Naomi is super transparent too, but she has a very soft side, and I love that about her. And Brittany, she's just like an angel. So I'm the outcast. I'm the black sheep, but what ifs, right? I'm different. And I think that's what's neat about this whole business, is that we can all be so different and run our businesses so differently, but yet come together for the same cause, right? We all love the oils. We all love to serve our customers, our family, our friends. So yeah, I'm just so blessed to be able to, like I said, the past couple months were rough and I haven't done anything. You guys, I haven't gotten an enrollment last month, the month before. This month, I have none. But where I'm at, it's a good paycheck. Residual income, like Giselle mentioned this morning too, it's real. And I need it because even though I have a full-time job, I spend a lot of money. Ashley knows this too, like ridiculous. If you guys probably made as much as I do, I'm not bragging because I'm not, it makes me so uncomfortable to even do this because I don't like talking about myself, but you guys shouldn't have bills like I have bills. So I'm like the worst at spending. So this is what keeps me going and allows me to kind of live the crazy lifestyle I do live. But should I just start with how I started in oils, I guess? Because I didn't really tell my story. I don't know.
We're going to end your story. So how did you start in oils? And then what made you say yes to oils? What made you say yes to the business?
So, like I said, I like to spend money, right? So, well, okay, that's not really how it started, but I was with my boyfriend at the time, now my husband, for 13 years. We were together, we were living our lives, we were traveling, my credit card bills were high, they still high, whatever. But, we were just like living carefree, like whatever, right? We were living separately, I was paying rent. And then it's like, man, we're old already. Let's just maybe try to have a baby, because a lot of our friends around us were having trouble, fertility problems, for now I kind of realize that it is what we put into our bodies, what we don't put into our bodies, environmental threats. This world is crazy now, right? So anyway, we're like, okay, well, maybe we should just try to see if we can have a baby. So we decided, okay, let's try. And then 3 weeks after, I got really sick with food poisoning, went to the hospital. Oh, you're pregnant. I was like, what? I didn't even miss a period. So I was like, okay, I guess we don't have trouble in that department. So lucky, but our lives were flipped upside down, right? Like, oh my God, wait, are we going to move in together now? Are we going to get married? What are we going to do? And then you think all is fine and dandy. My pregnancy was wonderful. I didn't get sick. I felt good. I was still working out all the way to the time I gave birth. And then the baby is like, oh my gosh, like the best, worst thing of your life. I had postpartum depression for 5 months, and I didn't care to even address it or maybe even recognize it or, try to reach out for help. My parents are on the Big Island. My family is there in Hilo, so I didn't have any support. My husband, they own a lace shop in Chinatown, Lynn's Lace Shop, just a little plug. Yeah, they're open during the pandemic. But he's there 7 days a week, 365 days a year. They never close. So that means his family's there too. We don't have babysitters. We don't have anyone here. His mom has yet to babysit our kids. Never, okay? So that's the kind of lifestyle we lived, and we were just like, oh my gosh, this is crazy. I can't handle it. With my depression, I saw Ashley. I didn't know her. Cute girl on Instagram. She was using oils, which was super weird to me, but I was kind of desperate. So I reached out to her on Instagram. Literally like within a few hours, she had dropped some oils off in my mailbox. Like, I don't know for what reason I didn't meet her. Maybe I just wasn't in the mood, but she just dropped it in my mailbox and texted me and was like, your oils are there. And it kind of snowballed. And when I kind of started my story by saying I like to spend a lot of money, that's where it snowballed was, oh, I got a few oils. I'm going to buy them all. Okay, because I'm that type. I was into LuLaRoe leggings. Who was into LuLaRoe? Shit, like I have in a bag, garbage bag, in 2 garbage bags downstairs. Probably like freaking 60 pairs. Ridiculous. So I'm that girl, right? So I'm like, oils, give me all the oils. Yeah, let's try. Look up one ailment. Oh, okay, sleep. And you buy like all the sleep oils, vetiver, cedarwood, serenity, lavender. Like you buy them all. You don't even try to. So that was me. But I was kind of, what is the word? Like convinced, or I kind of told myself, okay, I need to start using these to kind of see if they really are going to work, because I don't want it to kind of just be another, not a scam, but one of those like real hypey things. And it was helping me, at least. My son, didn't help him sleep, whatever, but it was helping me. And so that's kind of where it started. Ashley had, I think she saw the usage in her back office, how much I was buying, and she asked me if I wanted to do the business. I told her multiple times, no way, like it's not me. Made my skin crawl, like no thank you. But how it happened was people started reaching out to me because, like I said, I'm transparent. I kind of just post stuff. I post a lot of stuff that I spend money on Instagram, and then people ask me about it. So people started asking me about oils, and it just happened naturally. Started sharing. My first in-person class wasn't even really a class. I didn't know what I was doing, but was with Charity, Jamie, Okada, and Komanu. And we sat on at Arvo. I enrolled them all that one time. I stacked all 3 of them. So stupid. I stacked Jamie, Komanu, and then Charity. So I'm like this long, skinny line, okay? Like before the days we knew, okay, par of 3 is like amazing. Whatever, you roll with it, you build your tree. Now, 3.5 years later, I have the structure. I'm not looking back and regretting anything. But yeah, kind of the business came by accident. And I felt very uncomfortable doing classes. Ashley even asked me, she's always there to support. She was like, you want me to come to your first class? I said, no. She's never attended, I think, one of my classes ever. So yeah, I'm that girl, that kind of the different one. But yeah, Ash, I don't know. What do you want me to say?
You are so funny. And I still ask sometimes, I'm like, you want me to come? Like I'm still here, like I'll come. And you're like, no, no. But you handle, like you do it. And you've obviously been doing really well in your classes and people feel you and hear you. And I love that Charity and Kamanu and Jamie are still building on your team. And obviously, like, look what has happened from that first Arvo class. Charity might be hungover, but she was like, yes, girl, okay.
That's right.
Oh, so funny. Okay, so that happened. You said yes. You started your business, and maybe when did it shift to start to get a little bit more serious? And then you started to tell yourself, like, you know what, maybe I should set a rank goal or even like silver goal. How did
So
that
like,
manifest?
well, okay, so it's really weird. So I probably could never play sports. I could never kind of compete in anything because I'm a super sore loser. Like, I hate losing. So maybe that like, and it's weird because it's not in like my top strengths. But anyway, so once I decided, okay, yeah, maybe, and the enrollment started coming in, I did the pre-elite with Ashley, which was like it wasn't 8 weeks. Yeah, I don't even remember. It's 8 weeks. It's like a pretty intense training. Very uncomfortable for me because they had these weird like affirmations that I was just like, oh my God, I have to like say these weird things like I am strong and I am beautiful and all these freaking weird things. And I don't even like to do that now. I'm the worst at personal development. Don't come to me if you need help. I can tell you where the resources are, but I suck at it. So I had to do that stuff. And of course, it's all about pipes, okay? And it's all about doing your classes and enrolling. So I was in it. I was like, okay, well, if I'm gonna do it, I guess one of the skills I came in with, into doing this business was I'm a budget analyst. So I'm very numbers, funny, but budget analyst, and I spend so much damn money every month. But anyway, so I kind of write out and I'm just very like, check back office, crunching numbers. This is where I need to be, divided by how many people I need to get to class. It then became almost like a game. And then so within the six of the 8 weeks, I got a lot of enrollments. I was able to hit elite on my own. Well, I can't say it's truly on my own, but I think maybe Charity may have enrollments. You know what? I don't even know. It happened so fast. I hit elite. I have to look on my paper here because I literally had to email the my account managers because I don't remember when I hit my ranks. That's the kind of person I am. I'm just like, I hit a rank. I mean, it's huge, but I don't like write it down. And that's why I'm saying I'm like, I'm so bad to be kind of being an inspiring person to lead a call, but I don't write the things like, right, I am diamond like Ashley does. Like I know, Charity does that. I know Alexis guys do that and they post it and that's awesome. I've never done that. So it's not something that I track. So I'm kind of looking at my notes. So I hit elite. A month later, I hit premier, which is like crazy. How I did that was I had that one stacked line. I had my sister as my placeholder. She would buy a lot of stuff too. And it was all my enrollments. And then, so that was in September. Then in February, I hit silver. So it's super fast. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So in 6 months, I built my business from the ground up and I hit silver. I built my 3 legs. My 3rd leg was joy, which was a blessing from Ashley. She had gotten this new person to enroll. I think she was kind of new. I don't think she even started to build with Ashley. And then Ash kind of was like, could you handle, because you're kind of advancing fast maybe. I don't remember the exact convo, but, I have this girl that may want to build. Would you be able to take her over, be able to lead, mentor her? I said, yeah. So I did. We sat down at, what's that place called in Manoa? Morning Glass.
Morning Glass.
Yeah. So over there, we met, we did like pre-elite together. So we did it with Ash, or Joy did it with Ash and I. And from then I just took her on, and I just kind of led my team again. Like I'm kind of just, what is it? Something, dance to the beat of my own drum. I do my own thing. Ashley was always there to support me, but I kind of just built because I kept it consistent. And that's what's key in this business is you got to be doing your pipes. You got to, even if you're trying to mentor your leaders now that are stepping into wanting to do the business, you have to be doing your own pipes. So all the way till, I want to say even all the way to platinum, I'm still doing my pipes. I have to. That's the only way my business is sustainable, is getting enrollments and supporting your current customers, and then also, right, developing your leaders. So to me, it's a game. I like juggling a lot of stuff. I always have a lot on my plate. That's just me. I like to fill my time. But so yeah. Did I even answer the question?
Yeah, you did good.
Okay.
So let's talk about like where your life was. You know, you have your full-time job. Where are you fitting in? Where were you fitting in doTERRA back then?
So so I had Nixon, my newborn, when I started. One, he wasn't newborn, but when I enrolled, he wasn't a year old. He was like 6 months. And then, so I had my full-time job. I had a newborn, and then I started this. So it's whenever I had time. So pretty much when he slept, I would do it. When he got more on a schedule and started going to school, you know, my boys are a year and a half, so I had another one, less time. I would do it at night. So all my classes, if you look at my schedule from before, was at like 8 or 8:30, because that's when I get the boys to bed, and then I do work. So it's a lot of losing sleep, but it's also a lot of time blocking. I needed to fit doTERRA into my life. If not, I would fill my time with other stuff. I could easily just sit down and turn on the TV. You know, or, I mean, yeah, I didn't sleep much. I think that's pretty much it and how I really do it. People are asking me, how do you do it? How do you do a full-time job? How do you do doTERRA? How do you do your kids? And then all the crafting BS I do on the side and spending money at Target. But it's a lot of no sleep, I think.
Like that's the stuff that's exciting for you and you make it work. And, you know, that's one of the biggest things that we can look at Aiko for is having a full-time job, having kids. And when you have two back to back, it's insane. Like she had two back to back, two babies, and she found the time to do her business. And I know that we haven't gone too deep yet, but like you like helping people and like that drives you to make the time for doTERRA. Do you have any other things you want to share about why is it important for you to fit doTERRA in your daily schedule when you have so much on your plate?
Yeah, well, you know, it seems like it sounds so easy when we all talk about it and we say, you know, you just got to do your pipes. You just have to fit it in. It's not easy. Okay. I literally get people to my classes I'm like the texting queen. I'm like a hard ass. I'm like your worst nightmare if you're one of my builders in the beginning, because I will bug you and bug you and bug you. And if you're not doing your shit, I will call you out on it. I'm that type of leader, and I'm sorry, but not sorry at the same time. I think that's where I got to where I am because I'm a hard ass, but my top strength is empathy. So I get it. I get you guys. And I think that's why I stayed in this business. If you ask me, what was it, 6 months ago? I don't even know. If you ask Ash, I had a falling out with, and kind of like I came to a crossroads. Like, am I gonna do this? Am I not gonna do this? I think I'm gonna quit. You know what? I think I'm gonna stop. It's just too much. I can't handle it. But I didn't. I didn't think I was gonna cry. I didn't stop because I was told by a lot of people that I would let a lot of people down if I stopped. And for me, that bothers me. If someone doesn't like me, if someone thinks bad of me, and how easy is it to quit? But is quitting on 700 people in my tree okay? It's not okay. So that's where I kind of just picked up my shit and I was like, it's not about you. Like, fuck, stop being so selfish. And I'm not. I don't think I'm a selfish type. Like, I'm a hard ass where it seems selfish, like, get off my back because that's what you want. That's not what I want. But I think that's where my empathy kicks in. I'm like, no, because you can. And this is where I came with Charity. We came to a crossroads too. And I was like, you are effing silver. Like, stop trying to, like, say you're gonna do all the things. Fucking do it. Like, I'm that type. I'm like, just do it. You're not doing the things. Stop making your goal this and not do it. So I'm that type of leader. But that was the same thing where I'm kind of grappling with myself. And I was like, don't be a effing cop out. Like, don't quit on your team. So that's kind of where I am. Like I said, I've been having the past couple months was hard too. But I never quit on my team. I still have calls with, or where I try with Charity and Joy and Christy. And I'm starting to build my fourth leg, which is Sherry. And up until like yesterday, I was like, whatever, right? Even with Bogle, cool. But I'm like, oh, maybe I can do Diamond. So we'll see. It's a far, far, far reach, but it's not impossible. Anyway, let's not go off on a tangent. But yeah.
I think we heard in the last, your call now, and Charity shared earlier in Giselle's call, and Giselle sharing, and it's not easy. Like, this business is not easy. And what you see us as in calls, in classes, like, that's us showing up, trying to be our best selves because we have a reason why we're here. But we don't see what's happening behind the scenes with how we're taking care of our families and how we're going through our personal ups and downs and our personal relationships ups and downs. And so the leaders that you see, including Aiko, who's a platinum leader, like, again, that's the highest leader that we have in our team. It's because of all the work that she's done to work through all the hardships. Nothing is easy. So I tell you guys all the time, like, you will only grow so far as you allow yourself to grow. And so you'll see these leaders who have allowed themselves to grow from the inside out, from their hearts, from their gut, from their brains, their minds, all of the above. And that's why they're in these leadership levels. And they have never given up, even though you hear these like ups and downs. Awesome, Aiko, you're the best. So something that you talked about is how you do all your pipes. You've always done your pipes. Like, you might not have gotten an enrollment last month or this month yet or the month before. Neither have I. It's been rough, right? We keep our businesses moving. We still support our customers and our builders. There are seasons where you don't always have to grow. There's seasons where you can support the pipeline that you've built. But before that, you're top enroller on our team. You've always produced a lot of high volume. You are probably, there's only a handful of wellness advocates on this team that can produce a lot of volume. Each leader is different. Some of them can lead a team to all produce volume together. And some lead their team by being the top producer. What do you think, like, what are some tips or some advice you can give with producing a lot of volume?
I mean, I'm going to sound like a broken record, but pipes. I mean, you always have to be doing something every day, I think, in your business, even if it's for that one person that you may catch their eye. So what I do is kind of the 1st to the 15th, I'm always kind of concentrating on LRPs, looking at your current customers, right? You're always loving on them because that's the sustainability. That's how you're going to get retention, right? And that's huge. Without that, you're just going to be hauling buckets. You're just going to be enrolling one person and then you got to enroll the person next month because they're not an LRP. It's not really working, right? And even with your classes, be consistent. I tell my team, set up your classes, even if you don't have it, if you don't hold it, if no one comes, keep it on your schedule. Don't ever cancel a class. If one person wants to come, you do it with that one person. Consistently create 3 to 4 classes a month, invite to those, you know, it's like broken record kind of stuff, but don't ever kind of sell yourself short. You can do it. Reach out to the people, even those who said no before, all the kind of stuff you guys heard. It may sound kind of old, and you know, you even, for me, I don't know a lot of the influencers or the top people in doTERRA. I'm like the worst, right? It wasn't until I went to Kenya with Ashley and she's like, oh, so-and-so's coming, so-and-so's coming. I was like, who? I had to like Google these people so I knew them before I met them. I'm like, Rob Young, wait, what? He's one of the executives? Wait, what? What about him? So dumb, right? I'm such an idiot. But, you know, it's like, you gotta do you. You know, do what feels good to you. For me, it's supporting my team, and so that comes easy, right? I'm constantly reaching out via text or email, whatever you guys feel. But for me, text is easy. And then not being afraid. You got to get out of your comfort bubble. You got to step out of it. If not, you won't grow. I'm telling you, right? Out of that comfort zone, that's where you start to grow. And just think about it this way. Like for me, I'm like I said, right? I want to win. I'm sore loser. You want to snag those people before someone else gets it because they're going to enroll with somebody else. How many times people enroll with Ashley? I'm like, that's so irritating. Like, she's above me. Why are you enrolling with Ashley? Like, fuck, she's cute, but come on, right? Like, I see something with, like, Ashley. I'm like, wait, what? You enroll with Ash? But I'm like, you know what? That's my fault because I could have done more. If I reached out to you first and I gave you oils and Ashley snagged you, you know, that's my fault. So that's kind of how I think about it now. That's how I grew in the business, because at first it's kind of like, you kind of get sour, you know. Sometimes you may have a cross line that's your friend enroll with someone else and you're like, what the, that's so weird. But it's okay, you know, you are abundant. Ashley taught me that. I was just like, oh my gosh, she always tells me like, you are abundant. That's like so crazy because she is. But that's what I started having to learn and just kind of brush it off, you know, like, okay, I'm gonna get the next one. And you kind of got to have that attitude. If you don't have thick skin in this business, you got to thicken it, you know. You're going to come to a crossroad where you want to quit. You know, it's so easy, like I said, to quit. Or you get into it with someone, whether it's your upline, your crossline, your downline, and you're like, I cannot. You know, again, it's not about you. It's about all those other people you serve. So just keep that in mind. And I think that's what, you know, will keep you going. And also be you, like I said, right? I'm totally different, completely different from everybody else. But I think that's what some people, even if it's just that one person that can relate to me, you know, my job it's been accomplished, you know? So that's why I'm like, at first I was scared to do like Instagram videos, even show my face or say the things I kind of really want to say. But now it's just like whatever, because that's me. I don't try to be someone else, because it makes it easier. It's stressful if you try to create your Instagram like someone else, or create this image, or, you know, like filter your stuff, which, I mean, come on, everybody filters their shit, but you know what I mean? Like, don't try to make it like, at first I was like, I think I have to make it like Ash because she attracts a lot of people, which is true, but that's what attracted me to her. But how am I going to attract other people? Maybe it is my potty mouth. Maybe it is being different, you know? So that's just kind of what I learned. And I was just like, F everything else. I'm just going to do it the way I want to do it. And it's been working so far. So also another thing I wanted to mention is, you know, because I did throw in like Kenya and that kind of flipped me. That's silver. You have to be silver to even apply for those lottery spots. And I snagged one. So if you want to go to Kenya and one of those sourcing trips, silver is the rank to be at or above.
Perfect. That's where I wanted to
Yeah.
ask you to head into is
Oh.
our co-impact, like what is co-impact sourcing trips? How did that support you as a person, but also into your business? And are doTERRA events important?
Super. I love doTERRA events. I love even team calls. I tell my girls too that even though I haven't been kind of present in them, every time I attend a call, every time I feel re-inspired. You know, my flame is reignited. I feel like I'm here, right, collectively with a group of people that love doing what I do as well. The co-impact sourcing, that healing hands trip, the sourcing trip we went to in Kenya, that was crazy. Because, I mean, I got to meet a lot of the top people. I mean, right, you need to be silver and above. So we met a lot of presidential diamonds. We met Rob Young. He was there with us. We had dinner with him and his wife. Nuts, right? Crazy. Eric Larson, my probably favorite person of all. He's like the nicest guy. If you don't know him, you probably don't. Look him up. I had to look him up. But I love him to death. You know, besides being around those people that created such a huge kind of foundation for us, the healing hands thing, the sourcing, the co-impact sourcing was what got me, because we tend to forget all the background stuff that goes on, all the lives we impact. It's not just, you kind of like, yes, we're going to grow this team, we're going to get this income, I want to get to silver, you know, I can stay home with my kids, I can make this income, residual income. But all those other people or all those other lives that you're affecting, that's what gets to me. You know, again, I'm an empathetic person, so going and seeing the kids in Africa, you know, being able to help. I just painted nails, but other girls like built the fence. The guys and girls built the fence around because the kids were running away, cutting school, that kind of stuff. It's just amazing to see that you're like, wait, doTERRA does this because we get oils from their town and we're just kind of giving back. It's kind of nuts. So to be a part of that bigger, you know, just by buying oils, you're supporting all these other developing countries is nuts. And that's why even if the business were to fall through for me at any point, I still will never stop using oils. You know, I love it. I love it for my family. I love what it does for my lifestyle. The money is nice though, I'm not gonna lie. The residual income, like I said, if I didn't have a single enrollment the past couple months, getting that check every month is nice. It's there, it works, you know. But to get there, it's hard work. Don't feel like you need to reach those ranks as quickly as we did, because like Ash hit fast, I hit fast, I know Alexis did too, right? If you think of, okay, so I'm like looking at my timeline. I hit from elite to premier to silver to gold within a year. It was 11 months. So I hit gold. So I hit elite in August of 2017 and then gold in July 2018. That's a difference. It's 3,000, right, for elite. All the way to gold, it's like 15,000. Is that right? 15,000. That's like choke volume. That's like unreal. So you gotta be doing a lot of work to get there. But that's not normal, right? That path is not normal. The 11 months thing, I don't think that's normal. And then 5 months after that, I went from gold to platinum. The gold to platinum is crazy. It's 15,000 to 27,000. Like, what the hell? That's like doubling. Again, you gotta bust your ass. I'm gonna toot my horn a little bit because I got us to where we are on my own. I didn't need Ashley's help. And that is like, holy shit, that's amazing. Because it's wonderful that she's able to help the other girls on the team and get to her own goals, you know? I'm able to handle my own, I can do my own team, I can double or triple my volume in a span of 3 to 5 months or whatever, because we're doing all the things. I can't like drill it into you guys' brains enough. If you're not doing the things, you're not gonna get there. Don't rely on Ashley. Don't rely on your upline. Don't expect that, oh, maybe she'll place an aromatherapy with me. You know, it's nice. Yes, we're so grateful we're able to do that, because I do that with my leaders as well. But remember how quickly you can advance if you do have that help, plus you're doing your own shit, you know? So just kind of keep that in mind. Probably went off a tangent because Ashley was asking me about Kenya, and then I started going into like all these numbers. But anyway, so yeah, with the sorry, going back to, because I'm sidetracked, the how important it is to attend events, because that's what she was asking me. I love convention. It's like my favorite thing ever. I'm the weirdest person because I'm so social, but I'm so antisocial. I have a lot of friends. I know a lot of people, but I don't hang out with a lot of people. Even when I went to Kenya, I was like, oh my God, Ashley wants to hang out with every single person. I'm not even kidding. I'm like, she's like, let's go sit with this person. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm like, oh my God, like it was exhausting. I'm not gonna lie, because like Ash wants to get to know and she picks brains, and that's her, and that's awesome. And that's, I think, why she is where she's at and why she excels, is because she's building her skills that way. I'm the freaking antisocial that I'm like, I'm just gonna sit here on the table that I've been sitting on every morning, and that's just me. So, but convention is different. It like changes me because I love being around all the people you see on the screen, and you're like, oh my God, I can like hang out with you and have coffee with you. I don't know, I like it, and it's just weird. And again, it's just super inspiring to hear from all people, even though I don't know who they are. And I had to like, again, look up who Kim Kamuso was at that time, but she's Kim Alexander now, and she became my favorite person. I heard her at, was it Convention or Leadership? I don't even know. But yeah, you know, it's just kind of reignites, and it's just important to know that you're part of a bigger cause, I think. So again, it starts with team calls, and then convention, leadership, Kenya. You guys, it's endless. And I'm so grateful that doTERRA provides us with these opportunities to kind of just change lives across the world. It's nuts when you think about it. So yeah, sorry, long-winded answer.
Yeah. So you have a full-time job and you have the boys. What did it take for you? Like, how were you able to make it to leadership and make it to convention, both financially and, you know, schedule wise? Because you had to plan that out. And was it worth it?
Financially, that's so funny. Don't even ask me. I have a credit card. But for real though, it's credit card. Like, and that's like a bratty thing to say, but it's the truth, because I don't like, that's why it's the irony of being a budget analyst, but yet having outstanding debt every month. It used to stress me out. It doesn't anymore, because all the things I put on there, I'm like, I can justify it. It's important in my life. So trips were important. It was hard to, just in general with my husband, he still till this day he's not skeptical, but he'll be like rolling eyes when I'm like, put on oils and stuff. So he's that type. I wouldn't say he's unsupportive, because he's always there no matter when I ask him to watch the boys. But so yeah, I'm lucky that I could just be like, I didn't even ask. I think I was just like, I'm gonna go to convention. One year I went to convention and leadership in the same year. I think it was last year or something. Anyway, and then it was like, oh, Kenya's coming up. Oh shit, I'm gonna go to Kenya too. And he just kind of does it, because when it comes to the boys, I'm lucky that he will never say no to the boys. So I kind of use it as my leverage. But you really, I mean, I had 3 vacation days left at the end of last year. I mean, that's the only good thing that came out of this pandemic, is I'm not using any vacation days. But that's how much I was just like, you know what, I'm just gonna squeeze it. Okay, I'm gonna take this trip, ask my boss, okay, Tony's gonna watch the kids, it'll be fine, and just pick up and go. I've always been that type, like YOLO, like just do it. And I'm glad I did. It was so worth it. Again, it's a bratty thing to say because I could just charge it on my card and just go. But the way you guys should do it is plan the year ahead. If you know that you want to go to convention, and I think it's an excellent experience you won't ever regret, or even leadership if you're at that qualifying rank, save for it, even if it's a little bit here and there, right? I'm a budget analyst, so I can tell you what to do. I'm not gonna do it, but I can tell you what to do, right? Budget for it, save for it, it'll be worth it. Again, have those open, clear conversations. Ashley told me from the beginning, you gotta talk to Tony about it. You gotta tell him what's going on so you can kind of be on the same page as far as what you're gonna do with your business, the time that you have to manage together. So I learned that as well. Because again, it was always like, oh, I have a class at 8, or oh, I'm gonna go on a trip. He didn't even know what rank advancing meant. So the months that I was going for a new rank or BOGO, I was super stressed and we would fight a lot. Because it's like, I can't just do it. I can't, just leave me alone or whatever. So I've learned that I need to communicate, and it is my business. And like anything else in life, I kind of made him sit down with me and, okay, this is what it means. This is what rank I'm at. This is why it's important to me. This is my check I get, because he didn't even know how much I made, that kind of stuff. So, yeah, having your family involved, I think. A lot of you guys are lucky. You have like supportive husbands and like guys that'll do calls with you and use oils and do videos with you and all that cute stuff, but I don't have that. Question, wait, oh my God, I'm not even looking at the chat, but Alexis had a question.
Alexis, you can unmute. Go ahead.
I'm thinking back to, when I pushed for silver the first time, I was like, I was only in the business for like 3 months. So Ben was like, all of a sudden, what are you so stressed out for? Like, let's just go to dinner. And I was like, I can't go to dinner. So like, that's what made me think about that. But like, what things did you do to get, because even though you're saying, I wouldn't say he's not supportive. He sounds supportive if he's taking the kids, allowing you to have buffer in your schedule to do all the things that we need to do in the business. But how did you get him to agree to those things, Because I don't know, if I have kids, I feel like Ben would be like, well, your time should be with the kids, not with your business, blah, 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 But yeah, what did that look like?
Okay, so when I do ask him to do or watch the boys or whatever, it is for trips mainly. Other than that, it's me. So like I said, I don't sleep much, so it is doing stuff at night. So it's in pockets of time like this when they're napping on the weekends. Before the pandemic, I would be at my day job. But other than that, he's not. It's always me. So I'd be doing a class, and I don't know if any of you were on a class where I'm like literally my child would cry, and I would have to be like, oh my God, sorry, hold on, and run, because he's not that type, unfortunately. So I'm also that type to just do it, because for one, it's easier for me to just do it. I do it better. Glad he's not here, but you know what I mean. I'm just the type, I'm just gonna do it all. I'm just gonna, no, I don't need help with doing Nixon's favors, because I'm just gonna do it on. I do it better, I do it nicer. You're gonna mess up the stickers, all that kind of stuff. So I have a lot going on my plate. So that's kind of one of my weaknesses, and that's what Ash pointed out too. She's like, you gotta ask for help. You gotta, it's okay. Because I never thought it was okay. I always did stuff on my own, right? Like I said, 13 years together and we lived apart. Like, yeah, he's just not the type. He's very supportive, but I don't ask. I think that's my downfall. I don't ask a lot of times. So when it is kind of just crunching numbers all day long in my pockets of time, texting when I can. Maybe my team will be better to answer that, like how, because I'm neurotic. So if it's now that I have a chance, I'm like, you better answer me now, because this is like my 1 hour before my child wakes up. And then I'm like, oh, you're so annoying, you didn't get back to me. And then I have to wait till like 8 o'clock to kind of respond again. So during BOGO, it's not rank advancements. You know what? To be completely honest, whenever Ash asks me for goals to like, what is your goal this month? I don't really have it set. I kind of go with the flow. So it's not until like a week or two towards the end of the month where I'm crunching and I'm like, okay, maybe I'll go for platinum. And that's what happened last time. And it was literally down to the minutes. And I had the flu. And I was texting my girls. I was like, we got to do this. And we're screenshotting every single last order I had because it wasn't updating in the back office. That's how close it was. But I don't know. I mean, that didn't really answer your question. But yeah, it's just, I don't know how I do it, you guys. Like, I run myself thin a lot of times, and I do it a lot on my own. So besides just telling him for trips to watch the kids, I'm pretty much always multitasking. I have my phone on me on all times.
Okay,
Sorry,
follow-up question then.
Huh?
When you feel like you do get burnt out, how do you re-inspire yourself to get activated again and to get back into your routine?
I have a hard time. It takes me a while. That's why I had a couple of times that I'm like, I'm gonna quit. Like, F this. I told my girls, I will text before I think. So that's even with Ash. I've texted her things that I'm like, oh shit, maybe I shouldn't have said that. Or same with my other girls. I'm like, oh my God. And even last night I was like calling my fucking team out and I was like, brah, Joy, fucking people are whack. Like, and then I'm like, oh, maybe I shouldn't have said that. I'm the worst dealing with stress, you guys. But digging myself out of it, you just gotta give me a moment. Like, even Ashley will be like, okay, breathe. I'm like, shut the fuck up. Stop telling me to breathe. Ashley tells me that, and Jen told me that. She texted me, she's like, breathe. I'm like, this motherfucker. I was like, stop telling me to breathe. I know to breathe, right? Like, but that's the things people tell me, and I'm like, okay. So I literally just have to put my phone down because I'm like, I'm just gonna get more mad. Because I'm just a quick texter back. Like, I was like, shut up, you know, or like, oh, okay, yeah, but that's not what I want to hear. So for me personally, I just have to step back. And like I said, these past couple months were a hard one. And this is my step back. This is my, okay, I'm going to focus on my family for the holidays. I'm going to kind of regroup. But no, I'm going to get back into it for sure. Like I said, I hate to be like the loser. I hate to see other people enroll with other people. I'm like, oh, that girl enrolled with Ashley again. But, you know, you just got to take time for yourself, regroup, see the bigger picture. I'm here for my team. I can't let them down. I'm here for my customers. That's what I do because I'm a hot mess, you guys. That's it. Competition is not anytime. No, see, I have to write it down. That's how bad I am. I don't even know my top strengths after empathy. I'm maximizer, achiever, developer, and communication. See, lucky I took these notes that I'm not even looking at. So I have it in my back pocket. But yeah. Sorry, my call was probably the worst. I'm like all over the place because I also don't like to prep. Even for my classes, I never prep. I never run through calls. Interviews, I never try to rehearse. I'm crazy. But
So
what else?
it was so good. Charity just said, shut up and breathe.
Oh my God, that's so annoying. So yeah, don't text me to like breathe and stuff. I mean, Ashley probably still would. She'd be like, okay, Aiko, just take a couple deep breaths. And I'm like, what? Okay. But it's a good reminder.
So now I know on the other side of the phone, she's rolling her eyes at me.
Yeah. Yeah. Pretty much. Also, okay, wait. I did write, I'm super busy. Besides like my husband not really being into oils, my best friends are not into oils. They tease me all the time. They're huge skeptics. But don't let those people get you down. Whatever, right? I think in the beginning of the business too, I was kind of paranoid. What are people gonna think of me or whatever? But F them, right? Whatever. That's it.
Okay. Let's celebrate some accomplishments.
That's weird. Like what?
Like how fast you rank advanced, for one, which you already mentioned.
Yeah.
Even
But
when
it's almost like 2:00 already. Okay, what?
what? We have 7 minutes.
Do it. I don't like talking about myself.
I know, that's why I'm here. And your team is here. So you rank advanced very quick. I'm so proud of you. She ranked advanced even quicker than I did. And I love that you keep me on my toes. And, and I love that you are just such a powerhouse and you manage everything and still has time for all of us because I know you have a lot of fans here, best friends. So we appreciate you. And Aiko just did Diamond Club in the beginning of this year, right when COVID started. It was Aiko, Charity, and Giselle and I, and it was tough on all of us. Aiko finished number 88 in the entire company. And we didn't get to share that with our team since it just got so freaking crazy with life. And so I just wanted to make sure that we celebrated you real quick.
Thank you. You're cute. I don't like talking about myself. That's weird.
That's okay.
Makes me uncomfortable. But thank you guys. But yeah, like
Go.
What were you, I mean, let's talk about what was Ashley like 20 something, 22. I don't even know.
Okay. That's okay. I'm trying to be on top of my game to set examples for you guys. But I'm always impressed with you, Aiko. And so I just want to say thank you and congrats on everything. And I'm so proud of you and so happy that we have a relationship and a good business partnership. You have a lot of your team on, so you guys are more than welcome to say anything you would like to Aiko as we have a few minutes left and she's not logging out too early. She's like, it's 2 o'clock. I'm like, no, now we have 5 minutes.
Weird. Yeah, thanks you guys though. I didn't read like any of that chat, but I don't think I need to, yeah.
It was fun. It was a fun chat.
Yeah, I'm crazy. I probably offend people. I'm sorry, but whatever. Okay. I shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say like, oh, but whatever, like I don't care. I care. And I care about you guys and I love you guys. And thank you for coming to my call because I was like, oh my God, nobody's gonna call and there's only like 3 people. I'm so embarrassed. That's like,